Well, it's now tax season and many people are beginning to lobby up their W-2s and other information so that they can file.
That's right. It's also that time that many people commit fraud, and some of them do it without even knowing it.
And joining us to talk about tax fraud is tax attorney Jamie Coleman with Vieira Williams, PA. And Jamie, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. So explain to us what tax fraud is and just go ahead and give us some examples.
Well, some examples of tax fraud could include putting children on your tax return that you're not entitled to claim, allowing other people to claim you and you're not entitled to. Examples of other types of tax fraud is using someone's social security number, using someone's employer's information like their W-2, their wage and income information. But you also have tax fraud by tax preparers who may fraudulently use somebody else's tax ID numbers. It has a broad spectrum. There's a broad spectrum of what tax fraud could be. People sometimes call and say they're from the IRS to collect financial information from taxpayers and get their bank accounts and their credit card, and they claim to be IRS. So that's also tax fraud.
And talk with us about some of the penalties of tax fraud.
Well, the penalties can range anywhere from civil penalties to jail time. And jail time largely or generally depends on the dollar amount. The length of time that you'll get for jail could be largely dependent on the dollar amount that's owed to the government. So it varies. I've seen people who've just been required to pay the money back and then they're hit with civil fraud penalties. But we've also seen people go to jail for committing tax fraud.
And what are some ways that people can avoid the accidental tax fraud?
Well, if you lose your wallet or you think that your social security number has been compromised, you should immediately contact your credit bureau, the local police authorities, and you should contact the IRS. The IRS has a wonderful tool on their website to help you walk through how do you report identity theft. I would also ask that you contact your local tax attorney or certified public accountant to help you through that process as well if you feel as though your social security number has been compromised and someone's trying to claim a refund on your behalf.
Okay, and last question real quick, the dates to file taxes?
The last day to file taxes is April 15th unless you have an extension. That's also the last day to pay your taxes. Filing season doesn't open until January 31st.
Okay, tax attorney Jamie Coleman, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.